Andre, Vance.
Yes.
Alright, so here to talk about NGO, Represent Radio, and pretty much anything you want to talk about, anything you want to get into. So, well, let's start off with NGO because that's I feel that's how a lot of people got to know you, like on social media. First of all,
Yeah.
NGO, that stands for New Grime Order. Shout out to New World Order, not Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall. We don't mess with Hulk Hogan. But yeah, no. So NGO. So what gave you like the inspiration to like start up NGO, and would you like just quickly describe what NGO is?
Okay, cool. So in the beginning, because I had to drop that set.
In the beginning.
Okay, cool. I started NGO, let's say it must be 3 years now, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
I've been on Twitter for ages, like God knows how long. Probably 9 years now.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like tweeting about, just messing about, just tweets, just gradually building up the clout, followers, and it just got to a point where I was just like, I'm just tweeting for like, I tweet for no sake. Like my tweets weren't doing nothing. That it's just I'm tweeting, they're getting retweets, but no one's gaining anything from it.
Right.
And then I've always listened to grime since grime was around, like when it was even hitting my eardrums. So obviously the scene was changing at that time, and there's a lot of artists putting up like different styles, like Afro swing was coming in, Afro beats is just doing its thing, and I'm still a grime fan. So I'm thinking raw, like what happened to with garage is like a lot of people just grew out of it, and then like the people that still mess with garage now are probably people that were just old time fans of garage and never keep trying to keep it strong. So I was like, you know what, that's probably gonna happen with grime. Like every genre has its time. So I was like, you know what, let me just be the guy that's gonna like keep grime alive for the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
So and I just went to like, I remember, I never forget the day, I wrote like a notepad saying, yeah, I want to start this called New Grime Order. Like I want the younger generation to appreciate grime how we appreciated grime when it first came about. So I want to start a New Grime Order. And at that time, I was going like loads of radio sets just with my iPhone. Shout out J Ammo, shout out PK. Like they used to just invite me.
Shouts to them.
Like they used to just invite me to their shows, and it's like, and I was just like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna come record and just put it on my Twitter timeline because I knew I had followers. So I'll never forget, like one of my boys posted PK's video, and it's like one of those like bait videos. It's people still see it now. And it's like, I see you, beep, and I was just like, yeah, this is hard. Like let's tweet this up. So we tweeted it up. It got so many followers. That's like, so many like retweets and likes. Yeah, it was like raw. Like people still appreciate like what's popping with the grime scene. And then NGO just came about of it, and I was like, you know, I want to do events. I want to host myself. Then after that, that's what links it to Represent Radio. That's literally how I got my show from. Like I was doing NGO so much, I got invited to Represent Radio. I came down with a couple MCs, probably like 20 MCs in a room on Represent Radio. And you know Represent Radio, like no swearing tolerance here. MCs were just trying to cut it out.
Cuts, man,
it was so funny. And then the manager at Represent Radio, Larger Adrian, he just shouted me, said, "Oh, Vance, like we're looking for hosts and stuff like that. If you feel like you want to do the interview, just send the video through." And I just did it. But yeah, NGO, man.
That's good. So
NGO.
like, I feel like the grime scene has like gone through like an evolution, obviously from when we were like youngers.
Yeah.
The thing with me and grime was coming up, I wasn't a big fan of grime as a kid. Like I always loved like the lyrical ability, like how the flows and all that, but the content was not often like what I came from or what like I experienced, so I could never fully relate. Or sometimes I'd even think some MCs were lying, so I just couldn't mess with it. But like obviously, mainly through you, I think I've come to like see grime through like a different light, see how artists are changing it up, talking about stuff like anime, like, you know, basketball, like talking about stuff that I'm very like much into.
Yeah.
So how have you seen like how the scene has changed in your eyes?
I see it this way. So cool. When we was younger, like there was a lot better MCs chatting so much shit. Tell a man that I'll shank man in his back and it come up and forearm and like just chatting ass. I'm thinking, bro, that's not gonna happen. You're good, you like stop pretending. Like let's say make some sense. So all those MCs, they said that because at that time everyone was violent and everyone was just angry about what was happening. Youth centers are getting shut down. They hate the police. Police is just watching them 24/7. So they were just angry and violent. So a lot of lyrics just came from that aggression, but. It's just more of it was more just the outlet. Just like I want to say some angry stuff because I'm angry. That's literally it. And because of where the scene's gone to now that we got a lot of like our generation coming up. Our generation watched anime, we watched cartoons. We can only talk about what we experienced. So when you see a man saying, flipping like some like Jafro, for example, he brings a lot of Naruto influences into his bars, and I'm thinking, raw, like he's literally just talking about what he knows and what he watches and stuff like that. So I just take it. I just have to just and it relates more to me because I watch anime and stuff like that. So it just relates to our generation more. If it was a thing where the artists now, like our generation, would just chat shit again, then it would just die out.
Exactly.
Because it's like no one can relate to you. But because the artists are literally pulling in what they still know and what they still deal with and what they still watch, everyone can still relate. That's why I feel like a lot of artists that we have at the moment, that are grime artists, that have just like that they were doing grime for a little bit, then they've changed the genre to just get the money still rolling in, like doing through other genres. Like they're still spitting in 140 BPM. Like, don't get me wrong. They're still spitting in 140 BPM, but they're just not doing it how old school grime artists are doing.
They're staying true to like what the genre
is,
like but now they just put their own spin on it.
But that's what happens anyways. Like things always change. Like life will change. I still like the hardcore grime, so I like when a man's chatting shit sometimes. I'm just like, it has an effect. Like it has its place on the stage show. You want to hear a man chatting shit because you just want to be shouting and like whatever. Of course, obviously some man not gonna be there trying to spray like the Pythagoras theorem on the stage, and you're gonna be like, yo, what did he just say? Oh, that last bar 28 bars ago was hard.
It has its place. It
has its place.
So who are like grime artists that you look out for today? Obviously you mentioned Jafro. I found out about Bliss through you. I think his stuff is dope.
Yeah, Bliss is hard, man. Bliss literally raps about real life as well. He'll talk about work. Like the 9 to 5. He'll talk about his 9 to 5 if we have to.
Yeah, so there's him, there's Jen. Who else you
so I manage an artist called Ten Dixon. Currently like the radio like clashing king at the moment. Like, if you're gonna start a clash, you probably have to aim for his head first. Like he's doing Lord of the Mics this year as well, and Eskimo Dance. So that's the main artist that I'm always like working with. So I always hear his stuff. Like in terms of other artists, I listen to Yizzy, I listen to Jen, like you said earlier, I listen to Kamikaze, I listen to J Amo sometimes, I listen to PK, I listen to YGG, all of my guys like Supreme Kai, like this is all the NGO guys. I can name like about 100 guys right now. Reese West at the moment, his EP's Cold. I don't want to end up reading 100 names.
But a lot of what you like take in from grime, so I feel like you said, like the scene has changed a little bit. So now there's like pockets of what you want from grime. Like you want the anime stuff, you want the more lyrical, philosophical, that stuff. You want the violent stuff. So it's good to see that grime has adapted to the time and like now has its own separate pockets. But I feel with the music scene right now, a lot of the people who are into the violence of like grime from like 10, 15 years ago, they've now moved on to UK drill. Yeah,
because they still want to relate to violence. That's literally it. Like it's literally when I've got artists like there's one guy called Luciferian, there's another guy called SK. Yeah, they talk about like aliens and shit. Like, and I'm just like raw. Like sometimes I'm talking, you know, YouTube conspiracies. You're just watching YouTube conspiracies. That's like my conspiracy theorist artist. Like if I want to hear some stuff that just spins my brain backwards, I'll listen to those guys. And if I'm in the, like, even me, I was always like, oh, I don't want to listen to the drill thing because it's bare violent. And like, why are people still doing the violent thing? Like, we've gone past that now. We should have gone past that ages ago.
We grew out of that, some people
are still living in the violence and still seeing violence. So I can't take that away from them. So it's like, they want to...
Live your truth, innit?
Yes, if that's their outlet, like, they want to speak violent because that's what they're seeing and that's what they live in. I can't say nothing because 50 Cent and all those other artists that we used to listen to would say the same stuff. So it's like, with drill, I've only started listening to recently and I've only started seeing who's actually good. Like, you know, when you got like someone like Heady One, his voice is distinctive. Like distinctive. You know Heady One is on the track. Like you know Heady One's on the track. And then you got the you got the trappy type version, then you got like Nave Smalls and M Huncho. Like shout out my boy M Huncho though. Like that's my guy. But like then you got those trappy influences and D Block Europe as well. So
they do that thing.
I feel like I don't know. Right now I feel like in terms of like London music, like we're in a good place in terms of we set trends. We set some serious trends. Like Ella made it the madness. Like she's a big set trend or like
international
set trend or, and then we've got like artists that are linking up. Like M Huncho linked up with who is it? Gunner and Dave Smalls. D Block Europe linked up with Rich the Kid, and then got Young Fume.
Even Russ is doing his thing with Safari, innit? Like, making moves.
Why is Safari doing the gun lead? Like I'm trying to figure out. Like Mama's going like this at the beginning of the video. I was thinking it's crazy because if anything before like this year, like if an American artist copied the UK artist, they're like, oh, these men are whack. But now they're just taking it in because it's
Exactly.
like, yeah, you know the style's
You
fly.
got to embrace the look, innit?
That's what it is.
Like it's acknowledgement that
It's literally
what's
acknowledgement.
happening over here is legit. So I'm always with that. But with like when I mention like all the people who are into like the violent style of grime going to drill, I say that to say that the UK scene's like brought in a lot of new styles in it, like the Afro beats, the Afro whatever, and what was it, drill, like even Brit hop, whatever you want to call
I
it.
don't even know what to call it anymore.
But do you see that almost like taking shine away from grime? Because grime was our thing back in the day, but now it's like there's all these little things, and it's almost like grime's not in the spotlight that it used to be.
Well, that's I can't really, that's the saying. We could all grime can actually do, as in the actual genre, is fight for that spotlight again. That's literally all it can do. Drill can't get, that's the thing with drill, it's very like, it clusters itself. Because it's so violent and stuff, the things that some people say, you won't get that on radio, you won't hear it on radio and stuff like that. True. So when drill does separate that now, like for example, Heady One and David's tune recently, it's a bit of drill and it's a bit of rap. That separates it from that whole like the violent side. Like even with Digga D's Dig That's tune Air Force when Captain Conan jumped on that. They're still saying some violent stuff, but because it's so like
the main content is not like
that, the main content
violent.
explicit, this and that. It's like it will get radio play, it will get airplay, so it will do its thing. So I feel like it's just where times are changing. Grime obviously still got Stormzy, still got big artists that are still doing grime. Wiley, Skepta, when he feels like doing grime, like those guys will still be looked at as grime artists. So
don't even bring up Wiley, bro. That guy's a villain, bro. My guy just cackling with that scar, bro.
Wiley's something else, bro.
I want him to be a Bond villain so bad. Not for like when Idris takes over, for like a white Bond. I just want him to be like jarring to some white Bond, bro.
I saw a video from this morning. Literally this morning, he said, "Bro, oh, you man are my
youngest."
youngest."
He did that laugh, bro.
I was just creasing my head off. It's like, where does he get this from? I was saying, it's just a lyrical talent, bro. I just think of things.
He just sits there. He's just a menace, bro.
It's like, I'm gonna say something on Instagram.
But we need him, though. We need him.
Yeah, we need those people, bro. It's like pioneers. That's like Goldie from that era.
Time,
like
bro.
you still see him to this day on his feet. Like he still, you see Goldie and you see that side of the garage and all that house and everything funky, everything that came from those guys. Like I still chat to people from Heartless Crew. Like literally, like I still chat to people from Heartless Crew, man. Like, and I'm just like, yo, that you man were legends. You man were legends.
Not legit still.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, no. Getting into we mentioned earlier your show on Represent. But you mentioned how that came about, but how do you go about bringing in MCs to like do shellings and all this other stuff? What's like, how do you network through the scene?
Because of NGO anyways, people always like, oh, what's NGO? Oh, let me jump on it. A lot of people are just ready to like just jump on anything that's gonna help their career. Like it's like, yeah, NGO, they're doing a good thing. Let me jump on it. So I was like, oh yeah, bro, come on my show. Like I'm doing it this week, and literally they'll come. Yeah. But like with my show at the moment, I got everything now. So like before at the beginning, it was just grime because that's what everyone knew me for. So I was like, getting a lot of grime artists coming to do shows, but I was like, just constantly doing sets. I was like, this is gonna get boring. Like everything else, if you do too much, it gets boring.
Exactly, yeah.
So now I bring in the trap guys as well. So I've had guys like Legend, Nakano.
So you brought in Aces as well.
I had Krista Prince. Prince. Like I had even I had Nick Brewer. He does the grime, but he also is like very like does the rap as well. So it's like with my show, I'm trying to just switch it up and bring in different artists. Then I'll bring in the grime again to keep people know like, yeah, I'm still in the grime scene. I still know who's popular. That's literally it's my show. I got the whole year now. Just January now. So it's like January, I just want to see who's gonna make it to the end of December from last year. I'm just like, that's literally 2018. So many artists came about. Like now 2019. Let's see who's gonna stretch. Like we'll see who's flexing. But yeah, man.
What's his face? Why are you coming fast? You ain't making it.
No one took him into 2019. Have you seen that?
You left,
bro. Anything viral that pops off this year, I'm sorry, you're not making it into the year after. I'll tell you that for free, rude boy. Like you're not making it into the year after.
That's another part of how the cultures, like, especially this year, the cultures like embraced. It's like semi-embraced like the whole meme music. What's your like thought of that? Like, what's her face with Shaki on the beat as well?
Listen,
behind the camera,
she didn't even make it to November, bro. I don't like. I didn't even make it to November.
Bro, she made it on a Tuesday. She didn't make it to the weekend,
bro. She didn't even. That's all those things. Those viral things are just quick bags, quick secure bags. That's it. Loz, she did her thing. She was just her bedroom recording it, gassing it up. Her bedroom's a bad person as well. Her car, like if I was gassing up my bedroom, yeah, and I know he's not doing
Be
the bad
good
thing,
friends, basically,
like,
bro.
And it's just went like she got. If it didn't go viral, she would get slewed.
Oh,
and that's literally how you have to put it. Like if that didn't pop,
Exactly.
you'll get buoyed.
It went.
She still got Boyd there.
She still got buoyed, but it went from.
But it went from like
This is just bad.
Like,
It went from this is just bad to but she secured a bag still.
She still secured the. That's why I have to respect the bag. Because if I say Shaka on the beat to a 9-year-old, they'll be like, hey. They'll be like, hey, because it's like. That's how time it is.
It's a tough time, fam. 2018.
It's 6ix9ine. I blame 6ix9ine, bro. 6ix9ine brought the viral thing in crazy.
But 6ix9ine gave us some quality stuff.
He gave some quality music.
I don't know what Shaka on the beat as well is. I don't know why you come in faster.
Listen, yeah, in the UK, we said we're not going to do the viral thing and we still ended up doing it.
Yeah.
All those guys like Ice JJ Fish and all them other brothers in America that were blowing up from the viral thing.
We
I
have a
remember
version.
Everyone said, no, we're not following them,
that.
man. But we still ended up following them. That's just
Because it's not serious every day, fam. We got to like let some in.
That's why a lot of people are just blowing off like Twitter videos. They're doing Twitter freestyles. They're blowing the week after. Even that's I feel sorry for people like Rams, because obviously Rams did barking. Everyone grilled it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why is he going barking at this time? But they're still singing it in the club.
Exactly.
So it's like,
and then they were like, "Pam, we sung your song. You better be able to sing."
Can't
Peak.
sing.
Peak.
But like,
Peak.
and then the only thing is like, he still went on to me. You make tunes with Dave.
Yeah.
Big tune. But then it's like, because like when you got tunes like at the time, Big Shaq as well was his tune just dropped.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of put them in the same bracket because they've just both come out of nowhere with their
like,
bangers.
You're in this.
Yeah,
It's almost like
the meme
you're a
bracket.
musical talent, but you're in this meme lane. You can't step out of this meme lane and be more than the meme. So that's the
sad. And people on social media will act like, oh yeah, mental health, and we should treat everyone equally, and then they'll grow into you to a point that's like, why are you grilling someone you just spoke a minute ago? Oh, this person killed themselves, or this person is in a mental ward now because of like literally online bullying.
People
and then you went to go online bully my man. Like, it don't make no sense.
Like, people be saying self-care in one tweet and then F this guy in the next one.
Me too. Contradictions, bro. It's mad contradictions. But yeah, that's how I think about the meme world, bro. No more questions on the meme world. I'm gonna just lose my lid there.
Alright, so let's talk about like you as an artist then.
Okay. Cool.
Obviously, I went to one of your shows and you mentioned you were like dropping a project. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So this is literally the project I was telling you about. That was an A&R project that I'm doing with NGO. I'm doing that with a presenter at Represent Radio called Blue Canarino, sorry. Blue Canarino. So Blue makes like grime beats, but he uses like Brazilian attributes and like beats from all different kinds of the world. So they're 140 BPM, but they wouldn't sound like 140 BPM. They're just very smooth and like chilling.
Okay, like
so we're trying to get like radio grime music, like music you hear at like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock when you're driving, and they just plug it in and it's just like, oh yeah, these tunes are smooth. Myself as an artist, like I write bars, mostly I write bars for shows, but I actually did a tune last year, at the end of last year, with one artist I like, Logan, and that should be dropping this year. Like I just write bars for fun.
Logan.
Right,
okay.
Yeah, you must have met Logan.
Yeah.
Dreads Logan.
Yeah.
He's doing quite well at the moment. So we just like, he was in the studio. He's like, yo, like I got a beat there. Like he's like, I lost my confidence in beats, but I got one there. Like if you just want to listen to it, I was like, bro, this beat's hard. And they hear me. I'm waiting for another artist to come, you know. Yeah. And then the artist didn't even come to the studio session. I was like, nah, I need to have fun now. So let's do this tune.
Do it yourself.
And so it ended up being good, man. But I'll definitely play that to you later.
Oh, nice. So like, as far as music goes, it's mainly grime for you. You just want to like expand your horizons, do anything and everything you can.
Nah, cause like I don't want to be an artist. Like it's long. It's
just
long for my mental health. Like I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to be an artist.
Some people take that advice.
Like I'm not strong enough to be an artist. I always tell people, like, if you're ready to be an artist, like be ready for the brink, cause not everyone can make it. That's the sad
it's
reality.
Not for everyone.
It's the sad reality. Like you can be a good rapper, like excellent rapper, and you can get love 1 minute, second minute.
Can you handle the criticism and all that?
Criticism, then it's like no one's looking at you, no one's checking for you. Then your friends ain't checking for you. Your friends ain't supporting you anymore. Your friends are supporting some other random brother. Then that affects you as well. That hurts a lot of people, and they think, yeah, it's alright, man. It's like that guy's hard as well. Like I support him as well. But at the same time, it's like, why is my bedroom supporting me as much as supporting a random brother? Yeah. People take that like to heart, and then that's why a lot of artists don't even have any bedrooms. Like,
you need to have a business mindset, understand.
End up isolating themselves. So But that's the game, man. The
So
game is the game.
you're just having fun with the
I'm just having fun because I ain't got time to. Bro, my life ain't about being sad, bro. I'm trying to have fun, bro.
Yeah, no.
As much fun as I can.
Sadness been rocking too long, man. Need to be trying to be more happy out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So as far as 2019 is concerned, obviously, like the radio is going to keep doing its thing. But what's like your plans for like NGO and anything else you want to have like planned for 2019 and beyond that?
Listen, I'm being real. I ain't planning nothing.
Thank you.
I ain't planning
lot of
nothing.
people
I'm not
be saying
planning
a lot
for
of- yeah.
planning for 2019.
There you go.
I didn't plan for when NGO started, and when I did plan, everything got boring. So this time I'm gonna do what I was doing like when I first started, and I'm just gonna wait. I should do that, and I'm gonna do it because I know it will happen regardless. Because I can say I can turn around tomorrow. You know what? I should do a show with just these artists, and I'll make the moves and I'll make it happen. I'll make the show happen. Oh, I should host this show. I wonder if that guy will let me host his EP. Oh, I wonder if that guy's got an EP show coming on. Let me contact him and see if I can host this show. That's literally what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna literally try go with the flow, use my instinct to say, and just keep the people around me that I know that are in the studio, and just keep in contact with people. And it's like, you know what, like just have a little buzz ideas with them. It's like, yeah, you should try this, you should try that.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's more funner for me that way. And like, if I do want to plan something serious, then I will sit down and be like, you know what, I want to do this in December. I'm gonna plan it in May, and then I'm gonna make sure that happens in December. That's literally it. But all the other stuff I want to do in the year, I want it to just be spurs in the moment. I want it to be quick phone calls like, yo, do you want to do this? Yeah, I will do it.
You're basically freestyle.
Like literally freestyle.
Thing is,
Freestyle.
you can afford to do that because I think with the last 3 years, you've set foundations to where you can be securing what you have, and then you can just sort of like freestyle off the top whatever you want to do based on the foundation you built.
Like
That's what a lot of people don't understand about being like, you still have a plan, but when you have a foundation, you can work off of that foundation and just go with the flow.
Yeah, like people say they freelance, but they're not free. I'm free.
I know about that. But yeah, no, so I think that's really it, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see how freestyle through 2019,
I'm a freestyle through
see
2019.
what lies ahead, and we'll keep an eye on what you have going on. So you want to just shout out your social medias and stuff?
Yeah, can't really shout out my Twitter because it keeps getting suspended.
Bro, I don't even know what that's about.
But
man.
shout me on Instagram, Uncle Bants with 2 Zs.
Most definitely.
What else? New Grime Order, of course, will be New Grime Order everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And shout out everyone as well that's been supporting New Grime Order for 3 years ago. That's still here to this day. To this day, we still here, man. We still here.
Most
And
definitely.
yeah, man, shout out all my people as well that's just gonna watch this interview, man. And anyone else that wants to come on this interview show, just shout out at me, the plug. Get me, I'll charge you a tenner,
Calm
and you can
down,
chat to
bro.
my boys Jazz.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
All right, peace.